everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Michael, and of course we have Esme camping with us today. So today's video is we're doing the Ruby Falls Trail, which is in the west side of Alberta, just into the Rocky Mountains. So it's beautiful countryside, and thankfully there's no mosquitoes, not many anyway. So we're just here overnight. We're going to camp. Then I planned to meet up with some friends who are coming in the morning, and then we're going to drive the falls. So we're just looking around for a quick place to camp. Got lots of new items to show you on this trip. We have the new Vista tent from Teton, Helicon Tech's new outdoorsman shirt and trousers, and some other random things too. So if you'd like to join Esme and I overnight and then trail riding tomorrow, then you're more than welcome. There are some other riders around, so you might hear some other ATVs in the background, but it's just beautiful scenery. So let's get going. So I've just had a quick look around. I think this will do. The trail just runs next door, so there will be some quads coming up and down. But it's a nice quiet area. Already a fire circle. There's plenty of wood around, so I think this will work out nicely. Let's get to setting up. So this is the tent. This is the Teton Vista one. I haven't even unboxed it yet. So of course there's the lifetime warranty you get with all Teton products. This little edge. It doesn't look any heavier or different so far, apart from the colour is not orange. It looks like it does come with some sort of mesh and a few pegs. So it's very similar to the previous tent with the quick setup arms. It does have this gear loft, which is kind of nice. I did notice a problem. That's not good. I'm gonna have to put some duct tape on that for the moment. That's very disappointing. But she'll still work. And yes, I'm going to cheat. So I picked this up a few months ago just to run with the Can-Am, just to keep an eye on the tyres. I had this small pressurized CO2 cylinders, but to be honest the tyres are so huge on this thing, it's much better to have this 20-volt battery which seems to run forever. Yeah, I really like this. It's actually been quite useful. It does have a light on it as well. And you can just set the pressures and it'll just stop when it's full. So that's coming really handy. Okay. So just like the previous tent, this doesn't come all the way to the bottom. I think it's good enough for some showers. I've used it all through the winter time and not had any problems with it. But I do have the long Elite Fly. These are adjustable, so that's really good. And they can also be tied out too, so it's our little setup for tonight. Like I say, we're not really in the middle of nowhere. Well, the place is actually quite remote, but we're just camped close by. I don't want my friends to kind of go by and miss me in the morning, so well, it's time for Esme and I to go to sleep. Time is, I think it's just gone 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock exactly. So we're going to climb in. What's this? It's beautiful. It's going to be very dark. Yep, we stacked up the fire, so that should keep burning for quite a few hours. So we shall see you in the morning. Good night. So good morning everyone. We had quite a good night. I think I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get quite back to sleep, so I listened to another podcast and that sent me off right away. But plenty of room in the tent. Esme. And it looks like it's going to be a really nice morning. Stars weren't super great last night. It was a bit overcast. I don't think it rained. But yeah, it's very nice. It's just a comfortable camping system. You're just up off the ground. It's very pleasant. It's like being in a bed at home, really. You've got the right mat, makes a big difference. I do like the mesh hanger. It's actually really useful. I
put my water bottle up there. That was good. And there's room to put things around there outside too, so very good. I'm going to get up shortly. And my friends are going to be here about 10:30. Like I say, I think it's like 6 o'clock, half 6 right now, so got a bit of time to kill. So it's time to start thinking about coffee and breakfast, I think.
So I think it's sunny enough to give the Solar Saga Jackery solar panel a try. It's basically one big solar panel that folds up neatly in half. On one side it's got the cables. So you have a USB type connector and a USB type C. So you can just plug devices directly into here if you wish. Has these fold out support legs. Let's get it set up. So it's actually charging at 63 watts, which is actually pretty good. The time at the moment is just 10 o'clock. So it is the morning sun. So that's actually more than I expected. That's pretty awesome. So I'll leave that to charge up for a little while and then we'll have some free power. So we headed out the next day from my camping spot, which is pretty close to the staging area, and I'll put the coordinates in the description for anyone that's interested. The trail to the valley was pretty much kind of mud, rock and water until you get to this point, which is where you really enter the mountains, and there's still some kind of wet spots, but it wasn't too bad. It was solid ground, wasn't deep mud. It was probably at the deepest 2 feet deep for those little puddles there, but the terrain was fair going, I would say. I didn't make an exhaustive video of all the different parts of the trail because it's pretty much of the same and it's not great watching, if I'm honest. So I gave you some kind of variation on what to expect. So there's forest trails on the way leading in. And then when you hit the valley and the riverbed, it's pretty much river rocks, gravel and river crossings. My friend rode a mid-sized Polaris Ranger, and obviously I was in the Can-Am. You can expect about 6 or 7 river crossings as you make your way up into the falls. Even though it looks pretty easy going, it was actually pretty hard on the machine. There's lots of big boulders to get through. Some of the other sections had smaller type gravel, which was nice. But you could probably not exceed 20 kilometers an hour for most of it. And a lot of the rougher spots you're really crawling over the rocks. It was a beautiful day and we really enjoyed the ride actually. It took probably about 3 hours to ride in because we took our time, stopped for lunch, and I think I made it back out again in probably an hour and a half, but I was going a little bit faster because I knew the trail much better at that point. Arriving at the falls, the mountains are spectacular. There's a camping spot with steel firings that obviously the Alberta parks have put in, which allows you to camp there and have a fire safely. Getting up onto the falls is spectacular, and Esme really enjoyed running around. And then you can look back across where we've come from, and it's just a beautiful spot. And that's Ruby Mountain, I believe, to the right. So I'll leave you with some images of the falls, and until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.